Hello, 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 you gorgeous, sexy, wonderful people. How you doing? Welcome to WRD Gaming, and welcome to part 2 of Broken Sword Shadow of the Templars Reforged. That's a mouthful and a half. So yes, this is part 2. If you haven't seen part 1, go into the playlist. There should be a playlist on my channel. Go in and watch part 1. And yeah, for the rest of us, shall we continue on? I think we should. So let's go. Hope you're all well. Hope you're all good. Now, last I checked, I have to go and... Well, first of all, let's take a look in the shop window.
The shop window featured a display of gowns and women's stuff.
Can I do anything with it? I don't think I did this before.
It wasn't the style of the clothes in the shop that caught my eye, but the prices. The same amount of money would feed a starving family for the rest of their lives. I guess people who buy that kind of stuff don't have a problem with their consciences.
The consciences. Says, right, we're gonna go... I think we're gonna go to the hotel that Khan, the assassin, is staying at. We found that out in the last part. Spoiler alert. So this is what I like here. They actually, you can't go back there, so you don't need to go back there. And this here, as you can see, has like a little bit of glitter going around it, or it did there for a while, just to emphasize that that's new. So we don't need to go back to Le Zoo du Monde. Wasn't that the costume shop? So we're done with that. That's gone. We don't need to worry about that anymore. So let's go to Hotel Ubu. Now look at these two dodgy characters. So let's take a look at them.
The guy looked just like a weasel.
And then we'll take a look at this guy.
The man looked like an amiable Bigfoot.
Now, I wonder... Let's take a look at the sign.
The sign listed the price of rooms, and boy, were they expensive. The killer must have been earning a fat wad to pay for accommodation like this.
Now, I kind of want to save my game just in case. There isn't autosave. Well, overwrite that, because I don't know if we die by talking to these two guys. I really don't. Oh, well, give it a go. Well, first of all, we'll go down this alleyway. I know that we use that alleyway for something a little later on. I'll not give away what it is if you don't know already. Here we are. Is there anything I can click on? Not particularly, no. Let's go back. Let's take a look in the window.
The lobby was quiet, almost deserted.
Doesn't know what to do. Okay, let's talk to this big guy.
Excuse me,
Yeah?
do you happen to know a guy named Khan?
That ain't nobody I know.
I'm sorry to be a burden on your brain.
Not very nice thing to say to
You ever
someone that
meet
looks
a guy
dangerous.
called Plantow?
No, I ain't.
You missed your chance. If you're quick, you'll catch him at the coroner's.
Clown.
Have you seen a guy dressed as a clown?
No, I ain't. Don't tell me I missed him. Oh, that's too bad. I love the clowns, don't you?
I've seen daytime television that was funnier.
I love it when the little guys get hyped.
That figures.
Custard pies, hose pipe down the pants, then smack! A plank in the kisser.
I don't think I want to really ask too many questions
See
to
you
this
later.
guy.
Not if you see me first.
Huh. So as you can see, the flags are actually moving as well. It's a nice little touch. Alright, let's talk to this wee weasel.
Excuse me,
Yes?
have you heard of a guy called Plantar?
No. That name means nothing to me.
With a clown.
I'm looking for a clown.
Are you trying to be funny?
No, I really am looking for a clown.
There are no clowns here except you.
Not very nice.
Do you know a man by the name of Khan?
No, I don't.
It's very important I get to see him, and
I told you. I don't know it.
Alright, again, we're not going to ask too
Forget
many
it.
questions because these two guys are dangerous. So we'll go into the hotel. And that's Lady Piermont. There's something about her voice I cannot stand. It's like this posh, like, tally-ho, chaps. It's really quite
The
annoying.
woman was obviously English. She had all the qualities of Boadicea, Elizabeth I, and Margaret Thatcher rolled into one. It wasn't a pretty sight.
Take a look at the
It was a
piano.
magnificent old Steinway piano. I figured the lady at the keys wouldn't appreciate a duet with a musical illiterate like me.
Well, let's talk to her.
Hi there, ma'am.
Well, hello. What can I do for you?
I'm looking for a man.
You disappoint me, my dear. For one foolish moment I thought, but never mind. Aren't you going to tell me your name?
George Stobbart, ma'am.
How sweet! I once had a stable boy called George. I am Lady Piermont. The common reaction is to kneel and stutter, but it's not obligatory.
A real lady? I mean, you're an honest-to-God aristocrat?
Oh, I don't know about that.
Ha ha ha
Some of
ha.
my ancestors are honest, not even to God. I can trace my family back to the Normans, but don't let that intimidate you, George. Beneath that impressive pedigree, I'm just flesh and blood. The blood may be blue, but the flesh is the plump beef of old England, so to speak. You appear distracted, George. Is there any way I can help you?
Let's ask her some
I'm
questions.
looking for a murderer.
Good heavens! You're a private detective.
That's correct, ma'am.
What's the term you Americans use? It's on the tip of my tongue.
I
Dick.
believe what you're thinking of is Dick.
Precisely.
Have you come across a man who calls himself Khan?
I am familiar with only one person named Khan.
Genghis Khan, the legendary Mongol barbarian chieftain?
No, darling. Kevin.
Kevin Khan? I never heard of him.
I'd be most surprised if you had, darling. He's a pharmacist in Hemel Hempstead. Organizes fundraising for the Rotarians. Lovely man.
Does he have a scar on his cheek?
I really wouldn't know, sweetie.
Let's go with the weasels
Did you know
outside.
there's a gangster out front?
What makes you think he's a gangster?
The Italian suit and the bulge in his pocket?
I know plenty of men with Italian suits and bulges in their pockets. That doesn't necessarily make them gangsters.
Let's ask
Are
about
you here
her.
in Paris on vacation?
No, darling, I'm on holiday. I needed to get away after Algy's funeral.
I didn't realize you were mourning the loss of a loved one.
I'm not. He was my husband.
Mhm.
I'm sorry to hear about your husband's death.
You wouldn't be if you knew him, my dear. It gave me the opportunity to take a well-deserved holiday. Daphne suggested a change of scenery. Paris, she said. The wild romance is just what you need to take your mind off the inquest. Well, the closest I came to romance was being wooed by a drunken Breton chef. I must say I was disappointed with his coq au vin. Not at all what I was expecting. I was thinking of cutting my holiday short, packing my bags and heading back to Hemel Hempstead. That was until last night.
What happened last
What
night?
happened to you last night?
I was stricken, Mr. Stobbart. Cupid's arrow has cleft my bosom.
They couldn't really miss.
It was just as I'd always imagined it should be. The intimacy of candlelight, romantic music tinkling across the room, and then a stranger's glance. Those brooding eyes, that suave manner, those tight trousers. He was the man I'd been waiting for all my life.
I'm glad he finally turned up after all these years.
Ah, but it wasn't to be. He was merely toying with my affections. And if I ever catch up with him, he's dead.
Jesus.
Who was the guy who led you on?
His name is Merlin.
Right, let's ask about these.
Can you think of any use for this tool, ma'am?
Ooh, I can think of someone I'd like to use it on.
Do you know what this is?
At a guess, I'd say it was a clown's nose.
That's right. It was worn as a disguise by a vicious killer.
Good heavens, are you trying to alarm me?
It's true. He uses the name Khan. Did I show you this false nose?
Yes, dear.
Yes, you did.
Does this tissue mean anything to you?
Good God, no.
I just thought the smell might be familiar.
Please, darling, put it away. I'm no shrinking violet, but that object makes me feel quite queasy.
Does this tissue mean anything to you?
Please, darling, not that again.
Right, here he is. This is we'll find out who this
Do you
is.
recognize the man in this photograph?
My God, it's him. That's Merlin.
She represented everything I loved about the English. The lady was totally deranged. Merlin? You mean King Arthur's wizard?
Good heavens, no. Monsieur Merlin is a fellow guest. He's the man I've been telling you about. That's the man who spurned me.
Did I show you this photograph?
Yes, darling.
I can't be evil, could I?
Would you like to shake my hand, ma'am?
Now, George, there's no need to be so formal. We met as tourists, and I want to keep it that way, despite the enormous social gulf between us.
And let's talk about Merlin.
The man you know as Merlin is a fake.
What do you mean, sweetie?
He's a murderer. He also uses the name Khan.
I am shocked, Mr. Stobbart. Shaken.
Shaken.
I took him to be a gentleman, a man of honor. You know, I'd rather like to assist you in stitching him up.
When did you last see Merlin?
It was no more than an hour ago. He came downstairs and spoke to that clerk chappie. Something passed hands. I couldn't see what exactly.
A briefcase?
No, smaller than that. A bundle of papers, perhaps. The clerk put it in the hotel safe and Merlin went out.
Interesting.
Are you sure you saw Merlin putting documents in the safe?
Yes, darling, positive.
I wonder what they were.
Obviously something of great importance.
Yeah. I'd sure like to get my hands on whatever it is. I'll bet they had something to do with Plantow's briefcase. Has Merlin returned to the hotel?
No, he hasn't. Are you going to search his room?
If I could get in there, I would.
Right, that's her
I
done.
have to go, ma'am.
Let's talk to this gentleman here,
I
Professor.
recognize the guy. It was the Nobel Prize winner from the country whose name I couldn't pronounce.
Ah, from the newspaper at the very start of the game.
Excuse me, didn't I see your picture in the news? You're that Nobel Prize winner from some unpronounceable Eastern European state.
Yes, that is me, in person.
I don't want to worry you, but have you had any threats on your life? You know, mysterious phone calls, letters made up of headlines cut from the newspaper.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Let's talk to him about
Do you
Plantal.
know a guy called Plantow?
I don't know anybody in Paris.
Oh, well, this guy's dead anyhow.
Why do you ask me about dead men? I have seen enough of death to last me a lifetime.
I'm, sure you have.
Oh, sorry. Right, onto the
Have
climb.
you seen a clown?
I beg your pardon?
The clown. A guy in funny pants. Have you seen him?
My pants are from England. Marks and Spencer. They are a pleasure and a comfort to wear, with much support.
I'm real glad to hear that. You know, it's good to know you Nobel Prize winners are human too.
In my country, the people make do with string and egg cartoons.
For pants?
For everything. Oppression is the mother of ingenuity.
Right, time to ask him about
Have
the
you
items.
any idea what this tool might be used for?
I cannot guess.
Would it mean anything if I told you it was for lifting drain covers?
Such technology fills me with wonder.
Have I shown you
Do
this?
you recognize this tool?
Already you have astounded me with your advanced Western prong.
Right, okay, let's see now. The red nose.
What does this clown's nose suggest to you?
In my country, we have no use for clowns.
I'm glad to hear it.
They were dealt with most severely in the last cultural cleansing.
What about the mimes? Did you get them too?
All gone. Our streets are mime-free.
Sounds like heaven.
Doesn't it?
You don't care for clowns, do you?
No.
They belong in the circus, like fleas and bearded women.
Does this goo-smeared tissue mean anything to you?
No, it doesn't.
Oh, show him a picture of
Do
Khan.
you recognize
Or
this
Merlin.
man? He calls himself Khan.
Yes, I know this man. Why do you carry his photograph?
I'm a private detective.
Oh, can ask about him now.
What's your interest in Khan?
He is an enemy of my people,
You know he's a killer.
of course, amongst other things.
Would you help me investigate Khan?
That is not possible. My instructions are to observe. I cannot jeopardize my position as an honored guest of this country's government.
Plot thickens there.
This is a photo of Khan, right?
That is just one of the names by which he is known.
I'd like to shake my hand.
May I shake you by the hand?
I do not shake the hands of imperialist dogs.
Now, that's a real bad attitude problem you've got there. Thanks for your help.
Goodbye.
Bye.
I recognize the guy.
Not just the same
He was
language.
a Nobel Prize winner from the country whose name I couldn't pronounce.
Right, let's look at the telephone.
In the ornate booth was the most elegant public telephone I'd ever seen.
Right, over to the desk we go. Let's look at the
It was
register.
the register of guests staying at the hotel.
And there's the key.
Hanging from a brass hook was a key and a plastic tag. The clerk wore a disdainful expression, like he'd been born with it.
Right, so we want to take a look at the register.
There was no one registered under the name of Khan. If the killer was staying here, he'd used a different pseudonym.
Right. Let's talk to the clerk.
I want some information.
Who are you? The police?
I'm conducting a private investigation.
Ah, I know only too well what you mean. That is one of the drawbacks of the catering business. When people book into an hotel, they leave their morals at home, no?
Right, let's ask a few
I'd
questions.
like to retrieve something from your safe.
Ah, oui, monsieur. May I see some form of identification?
Like what?
A driving license, perhaps?
I don't drive.
Your passport?
I don't have it with me. I could show you my operation scar.
I'm sorry, monsieur. I must have some form of unique ID.
You won't find a more unique ID than my scar.
I'm sorry. I must insist on a more traditional identification. Rats.
Identification.
About the key hanging on the hook over there.
Oui, monsieur.
Which room is it for?
Number 21.
Is that room taken?
No. The guests checked out this morning.
Can I have the room?
I'd like to check into room 21.
That is not possible.
How come? You said it was vacant.
It is reserved for another guest.
Rats.
No, monsieur. Dutch.
Plantard
Do you know a man named Plantau?
No, monsieur.
and the Klein.
I'm looking for a man who dresses like a clown.
This is a highly respectable hotel, monsieur. There are no clowns here.
If you say so.
Let's ask about their items.
What do you make of this tool?
Stunning, monsieur. I bet you handle it like a professional.
Is he being
Do you
sarcastic? I think he's being
recognize this
sarcastic.
red nose.
No, monsieur.
What do you make of this tissue?
Do you wish me to dispose of it for you, monsieur?
Hey, no! It could be useful. I'm holding on to this.
As you wish, monsieur. Perhaps you would like a little plastic baggie to keep it in?
Nah, it's fine the way it is. What do you make of this tissue?
You have shown me that already, monsieur.
Okay, buddy.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
Yes, monsieur. That man is one of our guests.
What name?
I cannot tell you that.
Can you tell me which room the man in the photograph has taken?
Oh, no, monsieur. That information is confidential.
Would it make a difference if I told you the guy in the photo was a murderer?
We are accustomed to catering for celebrities, monsieur.
Jesus.
Movie
Jeffrey Dahmer.
stars, politicians, royalty, sporting personalities, they all stay here.
Did I show you this photograph?
Yes, you did, monsieur.
Oui, monsieur. Please shake
Hey,
my hand.
Shake my hand.
I'd rather not, monsieur. I'm still sore from the shock administered by one of the guests. He was secretly concealing an electrical device in the palm of his hand. Practical jokes are so puerile, don't you think?
Completely.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Right.
Thanks for your help, buddy.
I know we can't just lift this up because he'll give off. Obviously.
Excusez-moi, monsieur.
What?
You are trying to steal that key, no?
No.
No way.
Right, we'll go over to Lady Paramount and she will help us hopefully distract this son of a bitch so we can look in the registry and then grab that key. So let's talk to her.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, George. What can I do for you now?
I need that key.
Would you distract the clerk while I borrow a key?
Are you asking me to aid you in a criminal act, darling?
Yes.
Oh, no. It's the key to an empty room.
And why, may I ask, do you wish to gain access to an empty room? Do you plan to squat?
No, ma'am.
Scouts honor?
I was never in the Boy Scouts, ma'am.
No, you should have been. What were your parents thinking of? It's a fine way for a boy to get licked into shape.
Pardon me.
Now tell me, why do you want to get into that room?
It's next to the room the killer is using.
Ah, so you plan to eavesdrop on Merlin?
I was hoping there might be a connecting door.
I shouldn't think my feminine charms would be much use in this case, but a good dose of English arrogance might do the trick.
Tally ho, George. Come with me, George. He says one of those things. Maybe not, actually. Right this way, George. I remember saying that.
I say, you there, flunky.
Oui, madame.
Listen carefully. You do understand English, don't you?
But of course, madame.
Good. I wish to deposit some jewelry for safekeeping.
I understand.
Are you quite certain?
Oh, bien sûr, madame.
Over to you, my dear.
Right, let's look at the registry first of all.
There was no one registered under the name of Khan, but the name in the book for room 22 was Merlin.
Bang on. Let's grab this while he's away. Yes, and then let's look.
In the back of the office was a small safe with a combination lock.
Right, I guess we can go upstairs now, can't we? I think so. Because we got the key, we can go upstairs. I don't think we need to worry about that safe just yet. I hope I'm not wrong. Right, let's look. Is this the one we need? Yes, it is.
The sign on the door read 21.
Right, let us use our
The
key.
door was locked.
Ah, but you see, we need the key to open the door.
Maybe it wasn't the right room, but this was the right key.
Here we are. Now we can go out the window, I believe. There's nothing really in this room to worry about.
There was nothing in the wardrobe apart from a vague, lingering smell of camphor.
Right, let's go out the window. And we can look in the cabinet while we're here. May as well.
The cabinet was empty, but it smelt of onions. No kidding, it really did.
It really did. Right, let's open the window. We'll go out the window. Oh, pretty high up. So we'll go in this way. Oh, now we're in Merlin's room. Right, can we look in the cabinet?
The assassin had been too smart to leave incriminating evidence beside his bed.
Let's look at the bed. There's a briefcase down there.
The bed was freshly made, and the crisp white sheets told me nothing about the killer's habits.
Let's pick up the briefcase. There it is.
I searched the interior of the briefcase, but as I'd half expected, it was empty.
Oh man. I guess we'll look in the wardrobe. Well, there's
There was
clothes.
nothing in the pockets of the pants.
What am I going to do? I may just have to leave. Uh-oh. He's coming our way. Let's get in the
I had
wardrobe.
the kind of feeling in my stomach that would usually send me running to the bathroom.
Was it himself? Huh. That's because I hit story mode, isn't it? I think you pretty much have to do that yourself in the normal mode. There he goes. Right, so now we can look in the pants.
The pants matched the jacket which the killer had lost in Paris. I couldn't believe my luck when I found two items in the pockets of the pants. The first was an ordinary matchbook. No matches, no clues. The second was a pass card which read, Thomas Merlin, Gruber Electronics Corporation.
Right, I think we can look at this a little bit closely.
The matchbook bore a pattern of swirling color and the words, Club Alamut.
Right, can we go out the door? We can. So let's go back down to the reception desk and talk to the clerk. See maybe if we can get inside that safe now.
What now, monsieur?
Does this pass mean anything to you?
That is Monsieur Merlin's property.
That's right. Merlin the murderer. I want to see what he's left in your safe.
Impossible. I cannot betray his confidence, no matter what you say he's done.
You're making a big mistake.
Maybe I can live with that.
Can you though?
Did I show you this pass?
Oui, monsieur.
Does this matchbook mean anything to you?
Non, monsieur.
Do you recognize this key?
That is the property of the Hotel Ubu.
Correct.
May I ask how it found its way from the little hook to your pocket?
Would you believe it was put there by a poltergeist?
Non, monsieur. The hotel is regularly serviced by an exorcist.
The
If we
Ghostbusters.
had a ghost, Father Fécond would have flushed it out.
I suppose you want the key back.
Not especiellement. The room is vacant. Since you are so determined to conduct your little investigation, I won't stop you.
Alright, I'm gonna go to
Thanks for
Lady
your help,
Pyramid
buddy.
again and see if she'll help me get access to this safe. There she is, Lady Pyramid. Still playing the damn piano.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, George. What can I do for you now?
I got the key. Thanks for your help, ma'am. I found this pass in Merlin's room.
So, that deceitful little man is passing himself off as an electrician, is he?
Uh-huh. This guy probably has a million faces. I showed the pass to the clerk, hoping he'd give me Merlin's papers, but he wouldn't buy it. He's too scared.
I'll give him something to be
This is where she
scared
says
of.
it.
Follow me, George!
That's it there. Follow me, George. Just gets me every time.
Did you place a package from Merlin in the hotel safe?
I did, madame.
And did my friend here show you Merlin's identification?
Indeed he did, but
What's the problem?
What's the problem, laddie?
isn't Merlin.
A mere academic detail. Give him the package.
But that is against the law.
I happen to be a justice of the peace, you silly man. I am the law. If he tries anything, shoot him, George.
My pleasure, Lady Piermont.
One moment, please.
He walks very camp, doesn't he?
You know, I haven't enjoyed myself this much since Greenham Common.
I don't know what I would have done without you, Lady Piermont.
Voilà, monsieur. Le manuscrit de Monsieur Merlin.
Excellent.
Thanks.
How satisfying. An Anglo-American alliance that actually worked.
The clerk had given me a tightly rolled sheet of parchment. I decided not to unroll it until I was safely back in Nico's apartment.
But here's the deal, you can't just walk out the front door. No, because those two guys will mug you and kill you for it. So what you actually have to do is go back up to the room as such.
The door was locked.
That's no problem, because guess what? We have the key. So let's open the door. We did before. We go out the window. And then what we do is we take this and we actually chuck
I
it
knew
down.
There was no way to treat an ancient manuscript, but I couldn't let it fall into the hands of the goons waiting outside.
And now we can safely leave the hotel, go around the back and pick that up. So let's leave the way we came in. These guys will search it, but they won't find anything. So there's at least that.
Just a minute, monsieur.
What's your problem?
No problem, if you cooperate.
What do you want?
Just a routine security check. Nothing to worry yourself about.
Oh, well, all right.
Search him, Flap.
You bet.
Hey, knock it off. Get off, you big ape.
Nothing, Guido. Zilch.
Our apologies, monsieur.
I should think so.
What? I had to report you to the authorities.
Round here, we are the authorities.
You want I should break his arms?
No. Let him go, Flap.
Right. I'll not spend too much more time with these two jokers. Over here we'll grab our parchment.
If the manuscript was what Flap and Guido were after, they were going to be disappointed. I couldn't wait to get back to Nico's apartment and check it out.
And we go straight to back to Nico's apartment.
You're just not going to believe what I found.
It's not another part of the clown's costume, is it?
It's
Manuscript?
a medieval manuscript. Khan left it in the safe at the Ubu.
It's incredible. Is this what he took from Plantark?
It could be, which means it's worth enough to kill for.
Ah.
Look there, two guys on the same horse.
Oh, yeah. Maybe they couldn't afford one each. What of it?
Have you ever heard of the Knights Templar? Their official seal was an image of two knights sharing a horse.
Oh. Coincidence.
Whatever this manuscript means, it's connected with the Templars.
How come you know about these knights?
I learned about them while writing an article on the Crusades. This guy, named Hughes de Payen, arrived one day at the court of King of Jerusalem. He offered to protect the Christian pilgrims from the displaced Muslim armies. The king would be able to guarantee safe transit to Christians in the Holy Land. Safer journeys meant more pilgrims, and pilgrims meant trade and wealth. The Templars proved invaluable to the king as a mercenary army. It was said that they never asked how many the enemy numbered, just where they were. And as the years went by, the Templars grew in wealth and numbers. They were so rich, even kings came to them for loans. But at the height of their power, they fell foul of the King of France. He rounded them up and turned them over to the Inquisition. Thousands of Templars were subject to torture and confessed to heresy. Of course, at the hands of the Inquisition, there wasn't much they wouldn't confess to. The last Grand Master Jacques de Molay was burned alive. But the treasure of the Knights Templar was never found.
There you go.
Jeez. So the treasure is hidden, waiting to be discovered?
If there ever was a treasure, it's been lost for 600 years. Anyway, we're supposed to be investigating a serial killer, not a medieval treasure trove.
But maybe that's what the clown and his accomplices are after. Maybe this manuscript is the key.
You'd better leave it here for safekeeping. Think about it, George. One guy's already died for it, as you said yourself. Besides, that parchment is fragile.
Okay, I'm convinced. You keep hold of it.
Let's talk.
I found Plantow's briefcase in the killer's hotel room. It was empty, of course.
I wonder, look over this.
I found this in the killer's room.
What is it, a credit card?
ID, Thomas Merlin, of the Gruber Electronics Corporation.
Never heard of him, or the company.
Are you sure you've never heard of Thomas Merlin?
That's what she said.
I found this matchbook in the killer's hotel room. It's
Maybe
from the
cat.
Club Alamut.
Never heard of it. Is there anything written inside it?
No, what were you expecting?
If this was a movie, there'd be a clue, a name or an address. That's no use. There aren't even any matches in it.
Oh well, I'll keep it as a souvenir.
Alright, let's look at the
Let's take
manuscript.
another look at the manuscript.
We can look at different parts.
We need help, George. Someone who knows about these things.
Who do you suggest? Indiana Jones?
I know a guy who specializes in medieval studies. His name is Lobinol.
Huh. Some stuffy old fossil who gets horny over ancient relics, I suppose.
Not quite.
Far from it. Andre isn't the stereotypical professor you have in mind.
Where can I find this Lobino guy?
At the Kron Museum. I'll give you the address.
Let's look at all the different pieces.
There's a woman looking at her reflection in a mirror, but
That's
the
her?
reflection has 3 hideous faces.
She reminds me of the Wicked Queen in Snow White.
She was the one who said mirror, mirror on the wall, wasn't she? She made me cry so much when I was a kid, Mom carried me out of the movie theater.
She didn't frighten me in the least.
Like I said, I was only a kid. I didn't like the crocodile in Peter Pan either.
You tell him.
There's a woman, but the
Oh, just doing the same thing again.
a knight with a crystal ball.
What's this one?
There's something written on the scroll beside the knight.
Yes, but it's written in Latin. Per disciplinam mea lux videbis.
By my teachings, you will see the light.
You speak Latin? Where did you learn a trick like that?
A trick? I studied law, okay? I can read Latin.
My, you're touchy. Tell me that again.
Through my teachings, you will be enlightened.
What does it mean?
There's a guy working on a
Up here?
loom. He's weaving a carpet or a tapestry.
Or a duvet cover? It's a clue to a place, I reckon. Somewhere famed for weaving and ships.
Where folk live in barrels?
It beats copper boxes.
And the last one.
There's a
What's this
guy
one?
with a sword and a bull.
The only mythological bull I know of is the Minotaur, but he was only half bull.
I don't think I'd like to be half a bull, even if it was the bottom half.
What's that object between them?
It looks like a gem on top of a tripod.
Ah. Right. Labano's the guy to go see then.
Maybe I'll check out the Kroon Museum.
I'm sure you'll find it useful, George.
Right, let's get out of here. We'll go to the museum, meet Labano, find out some more information about this manuscript, and see if we can figure out what this all has to do with the Templars. I'm sure there's some kind of weird connection, I'm sure. Look at her just loving life. Right, let's go. So the Hotel Ubu is now out of the question as well. So let's go to the museum. Kroon. Let's look at the window. He has to walk all the way over to look at the window. Okay.
Through the grimy glass, I could see several large shapes in a gloomy room. What they were, I couldn't imagine.
Can you do anything with
I
the window?
considered smashing my fist through the pane, wrenching open the window, and vaulting triumphantly into the building. Then I thought, no, that's dumb. Besides, I might get hurt.
Alright, let's go inside here. Take your time, Georgie boy. There's a guard.
The attendant had an air of self-importance and the kind of steely eyes that never seemed to blink. Pardon me,
Oui, monsieur?
are you Lobino?
Oh, no. Fancy you mistaking me for him. No, I am the deputy custodian.
But Lobino does work here.
Work? I wouldn't go so far as to call it that. He studies here most days, but as you can see for yourself, not today.
Let's ask him
Do
some
you know
questions.
anything about the Knights of the Temple?
No, sir. Not a sausage.
That was thorough.
Do you know anything about medieval manuscripts?
Not me, monsieur. I am no scholar. Though people often mistake me for one. It is the uniform, I guess. They see the clothes. They are impressed.
And they ask you to park their cars?
They ask me to park the...
No.
No. They assume I am an authority on the exhibits in my care.
Whereas you know next to nothing about history.
Of course not. All I am saying is, I am no scholar. Not like Monsieur Lobino.
Alright, let's ask him about their items.
What does this tool mean to you?
That belongs in a museum.
Pardon?
Or in a
It's a
museum.
priceless historical artifact, if I am not mistaken.
No, it's a plain old tool for lifting drain covers.
Silly bugger.
I showed you my tool, didn't I?
What?
Oui, monsieur. Most impressive.
What?
Do you recognize this red nose?
I don't think so.
What do you make of this tissue?
It is absolutely disgusting, monsieur.
He's right.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, monsieur. Is there any reason why I should?
I guess not. Have you ever heard of the Club Alamut?
Oh, no. I don't frequent places like that.
Do you recognize this ID pass?
No.
No.
They shake my
Would you
hand.
like to shake my hand?
Not while I'm on duty, monsieur.
Thanks for your help.
Let's take a look.
A metal rod attached to the wall was connected to the window. High above me was a window.
Ah, you see. Alright, let's look at the display case.
The case contained some fragments of pottery. They looked to me like broken flower pots. Above them, a sign read, L'Age Paléolithique.
What's in this one?
The case contained 2 rows of silver coins. Each coin on the lower row showed a portrait of a guy with a huge nose.
And this one?
I looked down at a collection of tools with wooden handles and tarnished metal blades. There were knives, chisels, and spikes fanned out in a semicircle. I guess there's always been a need for home improvement. It was a large brass urn.
And then we'll take a look at this one.
The case contained a collection of rocks. They were all shapes and colors, but they were still rocks. Above them, a sign read, L'Âge Paléolithique. It
Big
was
statue.
a statue from ancient Egypt. Those old civilizations sure could teach us a few things about art and beauty.
Let's look at the tripod. I believe this looks like the tripod in the
In
manuscript.
the case was a spindly tripod, blackened with age and pitted with rust. It was identical to the tripod pictured on the manuscript. A notice identified it as 15th century from Western Ireland. It had been found in Loch Marne at the site of a Knights Templar preceptory. Ireland!
What's that?
This tripod was found in Ireland.
I will have to ask you to keep your voice down.
I'm sorry, I was excited.
Can't take it.
Eh, no. No, monsieur. No.
What's wrong?
You must not enter the exhibits.
I'm sorry.
Sarcophagus? How do you pronounce this?
It was an ancient Egyptian sarcophagus.
Sarcophagus.
With a beautifully painted effigy of its owner on the lid.
Let's go and see the handle. If he keeps his back. No, he's not going to have his back. Let's just walk over here. Nothing to see here, mate. Yeah, just let him turn around and then we'll move this handle. Then he'll have to come and fix it, you see.
The rod turned
So while he goes over to do that, I will jump inside here. And he'll think I've just buggered off home. But really I haven't. I'm actually hiding inside this sarcophagus. Ah! Tricked him.
This is ridiculous. I could be here for hours.
Oh, maybe I don't do it at the minute then. You have to do it at some point, I'm pretty sure.
It was a tapestry of a
Aye,
lady.
we go to Ireland and then we come back here.
If I
Okay.
had more time, I could have stared at it all day.
Let's go. Let's go and see if I'm right. We could be spinning our wheels here. This could be wrong. We'll go
The
back.
tripod was definitely the one on the manuscript. The Templar connection confirmed it. I was tempted to go to Ireland to check it out.
Let's go to Nico first, let her know what's happening. Rougerie. Get inside here. This is where you could double click on it and it would just instantly go in, you know? That's one of the little updates they could have done. I don't think you can do it in this game.
Hi, Jules.
Hi, Nicole.
I found the tripod.
Where?
In the museum. It belonged to the Templars. It was dug up in Ireland at a place called Loch Marne.
I have heard of Loch Marne. I read an article about the castle. Take a look for yourself.
Okay.
A popular gossip magazine? You read that rubbish?
No, I write it.
Oh dear.
Professor Nigel Pegram, excavating the medieval castle at Loch Marne. That's strange.
What?
He resigned his chair at Durham University in order to devote his time to the excavation.
Keep this guy
Not
in
only
mind.
that, but he canceled the filming of a fourth series of his popular television program. This site at Loch Marne must be awful important to him.
He's a professor of history. They're all cuckoo.
All the same, I'd like to talk to this Professor Pegram. How do you feel about a trip to Ireland?
Disappointed.
Thanks.
Huh?
That I won't be going. I want to follow up the Bellotta case. If you really think Pegram's gem is important, why don't you visit Loch Marne?
On my own? I'm not so sure about that. Where is Ireland exactly? What do you know about Professor Pegram?
I've seen a television program, Pilgrim's Past. He's written a book, The Crusader Families of Ireland.
I'll bet he'd be interested in the manuscript.
Right, I think we should just go.
I'll see you later.
Okay. Keep me informed if you find anything new.
I will indeed. Alright, I think we can go to the airport from the map. Oh, here I double clicked there and it went off. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe you can do that. There's the aeroport. And as you can see, I can now go to Ireland, even though technically I'm already kind of here. I'm more up here. So I am more up here, round about there. But let's get to Lochmarn. Here we go. So green. Here comes the dodgy accents.
Several hours later, I arrived in Ireland, the Emerald Isle. I'd been lucky to get a bus from Dublin to the tiny village of Lochmarn. On the way out, the driver told me there was only one service a day.
Let's look at the menu.
The menu was limited. It read, "No food today." I didn't care. I'd lost my appetite somewhere over the Irish Sea.
Can I do anything with this? I don't think so. That's a great one. Let's look at the
It
trap
was a
door.
trap door in the sidewalk.
Can't open it yet. Nope, can't open it
I
yet.
tugged at the trap door, but it was locked from the inside.
Let's talk to this little guy.
The lad was doing his best to express his adolescent aggression. His effort was somewhat diminished by the fringe of milk on his lightly feathered upper lip.
Go talk to him.
Hi there.
What?
What's your name, kid?
Who are you calling kid? Who the hell are you?
George Stobbart.
I'm George Stobbart, and I'm with the good guys.
You're a head case, mister. A few sandwiches short of a picnic.
Cut the crap and tell me your name.
Liam McGuire.
What are you doing hanging around the bar, McGuire?
I'm on the run from me dad.
Why? Did you do something bad?
I ain't done nothing, boss.
You can tell me, kid. Is it your dad?
Oh, sir. He drinks every last penny down his evil throat. And there's me poor old mother, bedridden and dying of presumption. I tried to buy her medicine. Chopped firewood for Father Mahoney till me fingers bled. The old skinflint cheated me too. But I took the pennies he gave me back home. Look, Ma, says I, see what your darling son has earned with his own sweat and blood. When suddenly, me dad appears and grabs the loot. I'm off to Dublin heavy drinking, says he. Watch out till I get back. That's why I runned away.
Something in the grin on his face told me he wasn't being strictly truthful.
You think so?
Compared to him, Huckleberry Finn was a candidate for Altar Boy of the Year.
Let's ask him some questions.
Do you know a man called Pegram?
Can you describe him like on the telly in the cop shows?
He's an English archaeologist.
I know the man you mean if he's the one.
Well, who is he?
Can you tell me where I'd find Pegram?
No, I can't, 'cause he's not here now, but if I sees him, I'll ask him.
Do you know what Pegram was doing in the castle?
Digging for buried treasure. Jewels and gold and skeletons, like in the films.
Do you know anything about Pegram's dig?
He wouldn't let me anywhere near it. I offered to help, but he chased me off. I didn't want to see his smelly old hole anyhow.
What? Jesus.
Did anyone from the village work at the dig?
Pegram brought some students and bums with him. He reckoned no one in Lochmarn would know what to look for. The only local guy who worked for him was Sean Fitzgerald.
What does this Fitzgerald guy look like?
Big head, big ears, and face irons.
What?
You know, spectacles, glasses. He's blind as a bat without him.
Nice.
What can you tell me about the castle, McGuire?
What do you want to know?
Well, can I get inside?
No, it's locked up.
Does anyone live there?
No, only,
What?
oh, nothing.
You know
There's a
something
beast.
about the castle you're not
There's a
telling me,
beast.
don't you?
No,
What is it you're covering up? Is it something you're scared of?
I ain't scared of nothing.
And what is it he's covering up then?
I'll give you one last chance to tell me about the castle.
Oh, yeah? And what if I don't?
Then I'm taking you back to school.
Oh, there's a ghost. It's called the Phantom of Loch Man.
Oh, what the hell? Well, that's
Have you
about the
seen
clown.
a guy dressed as a clown?
Here in Lochmarn, they all dress like clowns.
The man I'm looking for is a dangerous psychotic.
Jesus. It's just like that film I saw. Did this clown see? And he's after this kid who saw him kill a guy. He tries to warn the sheriff, only no one believes him. Then, while he's in the tub, the clown cuts him up with a chainsaw.
What the
My
hell?
God, that doesn't sound suitable for a kid like you.
Who are you calling a kid? I'm 25.
Yeah, right. You're not a day over 14.
Oh no, it's 25 that I am. Married with a car and 3 kids. 10 kids if you count the wives.
Let's talk about this ghost.
You're not telling me you believe in ghosts, are you?
Mister, I seen it with me very own eyes. Last Tuesday night, I went up to see what that dig was about. I just reached the top of the wall when I hears this awful noise.
What sort of noise?
A horrible snuffling and snorting, like O'Brien's pig, only worst. It
The
was
spelling
coming
and the pronunciation.
from inside the
Ugh.
castle.
Did you find out what was making the noise in the castle?
No fear. I just sat there on the wall like Humpty Dumpty. The moon was cracked and greasy like an old dinner plate. The yard was full of shadows. I could have been hiding anything. I
Anything.
would have gone home, but my legs had lost their stuffing.
So what's all this mean?
Did you get to see the ghost?
Indeed I did. And a fearsome sight it is too. I sat on my arse, waited while the moon went down. Then out it comes from the shadows, all grey and tattered and hunched over like an old bent willow. Then I hears this spluttering and splashing and horrible laughter in the dark. I was so scared. Why, I fell off the bloody wall.
Whoops.
I'm sure there's a rational explanation for what you saw at the castle.
There is. The bloody place is haunted.
Okay, so that's all the questions done about the important stuff. Now let's ask them about our items.
What do you think this tool is used for?
Lifting drains.
Dead right. How did you know that?
Work experience course at school. That gives me a choice of going down the drains or up the chimney.
Wonder
Yeah,
what choice you would
kidding.
pick.
What do you think this tool is used for?
I told you. Lifting drains.
To find those?
Have you ever seen anyone wearing one of these?
That belongs to the killer clown you're looking for.
That's right.
Can I have it?
Sorry, I'm keeping this as evidence.
You should have told the cops.
I did. They weren't interested.
I've shown you this, haven't
Have
I?
you ever seen anyone wearing one of these?
No,
What does this tissue mean to you?
nothing.
I like the style.
Have you ever seen this man before?
What a slimy character.
I never seen him.
No, I never seed him.
Really?
Do you recognize this matchbook, McGuire?
No, sir, I never seed it before in my life.
Take a look at this, McGuire.
It's an ID card. What of it?
Ever heard of Thomas Merlin or the Gruber Electronics Corporation?
No.
I shake my hand.
Give me your hand.
Get lost.
Oh, come on. I just want to show you a little trick.
No way, mister. I don't do tricks. Father Mahoney told me I'd burn in hell if I did.
I just want to shake your hand, that's all.
Oh, all right.
Ah, he did it. He did it.
Gotcha. Neat, huh?
Didn't feel a thing.
See you later, kid.
Right, let's go into
Okay,
the pub
mister.
itself. See what we can see. Right. Not a lot of things to look at, so let's look at the fiddler.
The guy with the fiddle seemed oblivious to everything except his playing. Meanwhile, everyone else in the bar seemed oblivious to him.
Can we talk to him?
He wasn't listening.
No. Let's look at the regular.
The guy sat in the corner as if he was a permanent fixture. Hello there. My name's George Stobbart.
Pleased to meet you, I'm sure. I'm O'Brien. Can I help you?
Give him a couple of questions.
You know Sean Fitzgerald?
Yes, I do. What you want with him?
I want to talk to him about working at the dig.
What makes you think he did?
The boy outside told me.
I can't imagine anyone employing Sean Fitzgerald on a dig. He wouldn't know a post hole from his elbow.
Do you know where I can find Pegram?
You're too late to meet that fella.
Is he dead?
Not that. But he's gone from the village. A sore point with our esteemed host, I might add.
Why is Pegram's departure upset the landlord?
He's lost a paying guest. That's why. More than that, there's the question of an unsettled bill.
Ah, good
Poor
point.
Michael's seen red over the business, and I don't blame him.
Can you tell me more about the landlord?
Mick Leary? He's what you call a would-be sophisticated. The trouble is, his idea of sophistication extends as far as putting paper in the lavatory.
I never worked out why he did that. It's much too dark in there to read.
That's true. Have you ever run your hand over the back of the door? The graffiti is written in Braille.
Ah,
Do you know where Pegram has gone?
I'm sorry, but I don't. He upped anchor in the dark and shipped out before the dawn.
Why did he do that?
Who knows? A guilty conscience or a secret assignation. Whatever the reason, he'll not be missed in Lochmar.
ah.
Maybe now the fuss about the gem has died down, we can get back to normal.
What gem is
What can
this?
you tell me about the gem which Pegram found?
Now there's a gem which should never have been taken. A man would have to be full of greed to covet that stone. What's your interest in the jewel? You're not a reporter, are you?
No.
Oh no.
Thank the Lord for that.
What can you tell me about the castle, Mr. O'Brien?
It's a fine sight now, isn't it? Dates back to the 10th century, you know. Most of the existing building was added much later, of course.
Are the ruins open to the public?
Oh no, it's much too dangerous. Anyway, there's nothing of interest remaining.
Pegram thought otherwise, didn't he?
Ah, but it's not difficult to get them history boys excited, is it? Give them a bone to play with, and they're happy as puppies.
Talk about
Was
the
it
old
Pegram who
tripod.
dug up the tripod at the castle?
The same man, if he wasn't his twin brother. And can you guess what he did with the tripod?
He sent it to a museum in Paris. I've seen it. Have you heard of the Phantom?
More than that, I've seen it.
He's seen it too.
Let me tell you, it's a dreadful spectacle.
So it's not just a local legend. There really is a Phantom of Lochmar.
Oh no, I was talking about the Phantom of the Opera.
Oh, for Jesus' sake. I said, ask him about our items.
Does this tool mean anything to you?
I'd say it was for lifting manhole covers.
He's good.
How come you know that?
I'm a man of the world with the Stobbart.
Does this tool mean anything to you?
I told you, it's for lifting manhole covers.
Does this red nose suggest anything to you?
It's a clown's nose, isn't it? I haven't been to a circus since I was 10 years old. O'Donnelly and I walked all the way to Ballymore, 15 miles in our bare feet.
Does this red nose suggest anything to you?
No, it doesn't.
Right, the
What do you
tissue.
make of this tissue?
I guess that muck on it is greased pig.
Oh, he is
There's
good.
no fooling you, Mr. O'Brien. Did I show you this tissue?
Yeah, it's truly disgusting.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
Nope, I've never seen him before.
I shake your hand.
I'd like to shake you by the hand, Mr. O'Brien.
I'd rather not. You see, I happen to notice that vibrating buzzer in your palm.
I'd like to shake you by the hand, Mr. O'Brien.
Oh, no, you don't.
Yeah.
Does this matchbook mean anything to you?
The design is Middle Eastern, I'd say.
This guy is good.
What can you tell me about this ID pass?
Gruber Electronics. I've never heard of it.
Goodbye for now.
Let's talk to him.
Hi, my name's Stobbart, George Stobbart.
Hello there, mister. What can I do for you?
Ask him a few questions.
Do you know Professor Pegram?
Do I know him? Do I know the good professor himself? No, I don't. I mean, I know who he is, but I don't know him to talk to.
Do you know anything about Pegram's excavation?
Only that he didn't have the right tools for the job. What he needed was shovels and a JCB.
Pegram was digging for historical remains, not coal.
Is that a fact? What the hell for?
It's the science of archaeology, Pat. Understanding how people used to live by what they've left behind. One day archaeologists might be digging up our remains.
Imagine that, Mr. O'Brien. I wonder what they'll find.
Well, it won't be arrowheads and beakers. Fast food cartons and flavored condoms, more likely.
With the gem.
Is it true that Pegram found a valuable gem?
What? First I heard of it.
Where have you been, Pat? For that gem is the talk of every town from Lochmarn to Ballydoon.
Nobody told me. The lucky sod. So that's why he scampered.
Did anyone from the village work at Pegram's dig?
I tried it myself, but that high and mighty history man called me incontinent. What a nerve.
Incompetent.
Hadn't I dug more holes than the rest of them put together?
Can you tell me anything about the castle on the hill?
Oh, I don't know much about anything. You should ask Mr. O'Brien here. He does joined up writing. Would you be one of them history fellas yourself?
Not really.
Oh no, I'm here on vacation.
What's that?
A vacation, Pat. It's what the Americans call a holiday.
Oh, right. In Lochmarn? You come to Lochmarn for a holiday?
Sure, it's a very pretty place.
Where the hell are you from, mister?
California.
I know it. That's where the Bruins come from.
Yeah, amongst other things.
Right, should we ask him about the items?
Does this security pass mean anything to you?
Well, no.
What about this?
Do you recognize this matchbook?
No.
Grease paint?
Does this tissue mean anything to you?
No. But you should show that to my granny. She could tell you fortune from it.
From a soiled tissue?
Sure. Some people read tea leaves. My granny reads handkerchiefs.
Does this tissue mean anything to you?
No, boss.
This picture of
Do you
can.
recognize the man in this photograph?
It's a handsome mug on that fella, to be sure. Is he a film star?
Don't be fooled. This is the face of a psychopathic killer.
No. Well, there's one in the eye for me and my men.
Are you sure you haven't seen this man?
It's the face of a therapeutic killer.
Oh, never mind.
I shake my
May
hand?
I shake your hand?
No, you can't.
Well, how come?
Because I'll spill me beer if you do.
What does this false nose mean to you?
No, you're a clown.
No, not me.
Ah, you're a good one, aren't you? Did you hear that, Michael?
I hate clowns.
Listen to this fella. I hate clowns, says he. Isn't he just the funniest man you ever did see, Michael? He's not a clown, Doyle. He's not even remotely funny.
Thanks. Have you seen this nose before?
Yes, mister.
Before I showed it to you the first time, I mean.
When was that?
Jesus.
Never mind. Have you seen this nose before?
No, sir. Definitely not.
And the
What do you
manhole
make of
cover.
this tool?
It's for lifting manhole covers.
That's right. I found it in Paris.
Well, you look at that. A French sewer key. Marvelous.
Bye for now.
Let's talk to the barkeep. Well, actually, look at the beer pump.
It was an electric pump operated by pushing a small lever.
We'll talk to him first
Top
of
of the
all.
morning to you. I beg your pardon.
Well, that's what you Irish say, isn't it?
Do you want something? Or are you just flaunting your xenophobia?
Well, I was trying to be sociable.
Is it a room you're after?
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea. Do you have a vacancy?
I could. If you don't mind waiting until the last guest checks out.
No problem. When will that be?
When the Undertaker comes to collect him.
Oh, Jesus. Let's ask a few questions.
I'm looking for a man named Fitzgerald.
Fitzy. What's he done?
I believe he may have worked at Peagram's Dig.
Sean Fitzgerald. Work. You got the wrong guy.
Do you know a man called Peagram?
Indeed I do. Are you a friend of his, by any chance?
Not really.
Oh no, I'm just trying to track him down.
Me too. That son of a bitch should be locked away.
Have you served any, clowns recently?
I meant to hit the Pegram one, by the way.
No. You're the first today.
Seriously, I'm looking for a man dressed in a clown costume.
Would he be having a little white dog with a black patch over the eye?
I shouldn't think so. Did Peagram stay here?
That's right. In the best room in the house. That's the one with the bed.
Can I see Peagram's room?
It's been taken by one of the brothers from the reformatory. They come every year for spiritual refreshment.
That's a good one. Their idea of refreshment is a good full of stout.
I wouldn't want to disturb a man of God, especially not a big fella from the bad boys' home.
I don't blame you, Mick. That brother's got muscles like a muscle man.
What can you tell me about the castle?
You're the second person to ask me that today. I don't know anything about the castle. It's only an old
He was the
ruin
first
anyway.
person.
Who else was asking about the castle?
He said he was a reporter. He was asking about the little people.
I could have told him a tale or two about the little people. He might have paid me to hear what he wanted me to say.
Anyway, I chucked him out on his arse.
Good for you, Meg. That's the way to deal with journalists.
Let's get a pint.
I'll try a glass of beer, please.
Is this your first pint of real ale?
Well, I guess so. What's real ale, anyhow?
Beer that's brewed from natural ingredients to traditional methods. It shouldn't be kept under pressure or refrigerated. And finally, it should have a good body and distinctive character.
In other words, it's flat and worn with bits in, and things you fall over.
There it is. Let's ask him some questions
Here's
about these
something
things.
that might interest you.
Huh? Oh, what is it?
My passport to the sewers of Paris.
Is that so? Did you see the snooker last night, Mr. O'Brien?
They haven't got a television like this.
I know that. Why is it, if you don't mind me asking?
If God had meant us to watch television, we'd all be like doing.
I take it no one wants to hear about my underground escapades.
I'd rather drink my own beer.
Here's something which might interest you.
It doesn't.
Well, a burn.
Does
That's
this
a burn.
false nose mean anything to you?
It's not Red Nose Day again, is it?
I don't know. But this is part of a clown's costume.
I know that. Good God Almighty. What do you take me for?
Does this false nose mean anything to you?
No.
No, it doesn't.
Does this tissue mean anything to you?
That's disgusting.
Uh-huh. I found it in the sewers.
What's the idea of waving it around in my face? You're worse than old Ron. Put it away, man.
Does this tissue mean anything to you?
No, it doesn't.
Seeing a pattern here.
Do you recognize this man?
No, I don't. What do you want with him?
I've got a score to settle.
I don't want any trouble in the bar, mister. If it's a fight you're looking for, see Father Mahoney.
A priest? A man of the cloth?
Sure. And he teaches the boys how to box at the youth club. According to Mahoney, it develops character. Isn't that right, Pat? Didn't he teach you the art of pugilism?
Doyle. Sorry, Michael. I was miles away. What did you say?
Never mind.
Do you recognize this man?
No, I don't.
You already asked me that.
Hey, bartender?
Landlord, if you don't mind.
Sorry. Shake my hand, why don't you?
Now, why should I do that? What have you got up your sleeve?
Nothing. Come on, just shake my hand.
Not just now, mister. I have to be careful on account of the health restrictions.
Aw, jeez. Do you recognize this matchbook?
No, sir.
Do you recognize the name on this card?
No. Should I?
Nah, it was a long shot. Are you sure you don't recognize this?
I told you, no.
No.
Are you sure you don't recognize this?
I told you, no.
Right, let's be done with this.
Thanks.
What does that do,
I've
man?
been taught not to judge people by their appearance or their clothes or the length of their hair. Nobody ever said anything about runny noses. Hi there, old-timer.
What?
Nasty cold you've got there. As soon as the words left my lips, I regretted them.
I bet he did.
Is there such a thing as a cold which isn't nasty? I put the question to Father Mahoney. Father, says I, why were we born to suffer snot?
What did he say?
He said it's my reward for being out all night like a sinner. Pious prig. Anyway, this is no ordinary cold. It's the hay fever.
Pollinosis?
Thank you. You're not a policeman, are you?
Excuse me?
Police? No. I'd know it if you were.
That's my few questions,
I'm
of
looking
course.
for Sean Fitzgerald. Have you seen him?
Never heard of him.
Don't you come from around here?
None of your business. I didn't ask where you come from, did I?
I'm from California.
That's your problem.
Do you know Pegram, the archaeologist?
That's the scrawny fellow who was poking around at the castle, isn't it? No, I don't know him.
Were you aware that Pegram was conducting an archaeological dig?
I don't meddle in other people's affairs. They don't interest me.
Do you know where I can find Pegram?
I told you, I never heard of him.
Can you tell me how to get into the castle?
Don't even think about it, me bucko. Lochmarn Castle is haunted.
That's what the kid outside told me, but I don't believe it.
Then you're a fool.
Have you ever seen the ghost?
To be sure, with me very own eyes.
Yeah, right.
Can you describe the ghost?
It was horrible. A wee stunted beast, long beak, straggly, flappy wings.
Are you sure it wasn't a wild animal? A rabbit or a skunk or something?
Skunk? In Lochmarn? That'll be the day. No, that was a ghost, to be sure.
I think I know what you saw on the castle wall.
I know what I saw.
I don't think so. It was the kid, McGuire.
What?
He was up on the wall last Tuesday night. He thought you were the Phantom of Lochmarn.
Oh.
That makes sense.
Ghosts don't bother me. I still want to visit that castle.
You can't. It's not open to the public.
There's no one around to stop me, is there?
That's right. Nothing human, anyhow.
Can I buy you a beer?
Very kind, I'm sure. But I don't drink the stuff Leary sells.
What's wrong with it?
I've seen what it can do.
Can you identify this tool?
No.
I like it.
What does this red nose mean to you?
I suppose you're collecting for charity?
No, I'm not. I want to know if you've seen someone wearing a nose like this.
No, I haven't.
What does this red nose mean to you?
Nothing.
You could make use of this tissue.
Never use them. Those things are unhygienic.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
Is that supposed to be you?
No, I don't have a scar on my face, and I'm not from the Middle East.
I can't tell without me glasses.
He's blind.
What does this matchbook mean to you?
Nothing. Go away and stop bothering me.
Take a look at this ID card.
Take a look. Oh, yes. Little plastic picture.
I don't suppose it means anything to you, does it?
No.
I'll see you later.
Let's go talk to... Ah, see, it's giving you a good clue there. Right, we'll go talk to this Joker. That's Fitzgerald, isn't it?
Mr. Fitzgerald?
What?
I need to speak with you urgently.
What's the problem?
Can I get you another drink?
Oh, no, thank you. I shouldn't be drinking at all. I'm on tablets for my nerves. More than a pint and I'll pass out.
Right, let's
Did
talk
you
to
work
him.
at Professor Peagram's dig?
What gave you that idea?
McGuire says you did.
You don't believe that damned hooligan, do you?
Why not?
His probation officer could tell you a tale or two.
Have you heard about the gem which Peagram found?
I've heard a rumor, but you can't believe everything you hear or see, can you?
Where can I find Professor Peagram?
I heard he's gone fishing. I don't know where.
That's
See
not
you
enough
later.
to...
Hello?
What can you tell me about the castle?
There's nothing there. Just an old ruin.
How old?
I really couldn't tell you.
I think you
Have
could.
you ever explored the castle yourself?
I used to play there sometimes, when I was a kid. Then one of the little ones fell off the wall, broke his head and died. We didn't go there anymore.
You haven't been up there recently?
No.
What do you think this tool is used for?
Something to do with horses?
Wrong. It's for opening manhole covers.
Oh, really? Well, you learn something every day.
Did I show you this tool?
Yes, you did.
What did this red nose suggest to you?
Blood.
Why's that?
I used to bleed a lot when I was a kid. Every time there was a playground scrap, I'd end up with a bloody nose. I wouldn't have minded, but I wasn't even involved in the scrap.
What did this red nose suggest to you?
Nothing.
Let's get through
What
this.
does this tissue suggest to you?
Nothing.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No. At least I don't think so.
Look closely. He has a scar on his face.
No, I'm sure I don't know him.
Shake my hand.
It's a trick, isn't it?
Damn it, you're right. I can't seem to fool anyone.
I felt McGuire outside, didn't I?
Does this matchbook mean anything to you?
No.
Check out this pass.
Yeah. It's yours, is it?
Not exactly. Do you recognize the name?
Thomas Merlin? No. Never heard of him.
See you later. I recognize the guy from McGuire's description. He was real twitchy.
Hello.
Sorry to bother you.
What? No, I wonder. Can I pick up his drink? No. I pick up the beer actually. I pick up the
man's
towel.
arm lay across the towel, preventing me from moving it.
Oh, it wants me to talk to him.
Hey! Hello there again, mister.
Do you remember seeing Sean Fitzgerald at the dig?
Let me see now. I think me brain box needs a spot of lubrication.
I'll buy you a drink.
Can I buy you a drink?
You most certainly can.
Give me a drink for my friend here.
Who, Doyle? Has he conned you into buying for him? Shame on you, Patrick.
Say again. Just a point this time, Michael.
1 point of brown coming up.
Do you remember Sean Fitzgerald now?
I can picture the scene as if it was only last week. Come to think of it, it was only last week.
Ah, there you go.
Fitzgerald was there all right. Him and a bunch of students. He was speaking with the boss man.
Bye for now.
Right, so now I've gone back to rights.
Hello.
Doyle told me you definitely worked at the dig.
You don't believe him, do you? Patrick Doyle is a moron and a scoundrel.
Even so, he saw you talking to Pegram.
You can't prove that, mister.
See you later.
Oh, surely I can prove it. Maybe I can't. Do I need a clue?
Excuse me, Mr. O'Brien.
Hello there. What now?
Oh, nothing.
No, it's not him. Let's talk to this guy.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir?
Are you sure you don't...
I told you, no.
Thanks.
Ah, I have to go back outside again to talk to McGuire. It's been such a minute since I've last played this, you see. I kind of forget. I must have to talk to McGuire.
Hey, McGuire.
What do you want to know?
Are you sure Fitzgerald worked at the dig?
Oh, yes. It was him, all right. Would I tell a lie?
Yes.
Well, he denies it.
I saw them together only last night.
I wish you'd told me that sooner. What were they doing?
Pegram gave Fitzy a box. He didn't look too happy about it.
I knew it. But how am I going to persuade him to part with it?
Break his fingers.
Nah, I couldn't do that.
I could.
Thanks for the offer, kid, but I'll try a more subtle approach.
Chinese burns?
Do you know where I could find Fitzgerald?
He's inside, but you won't get no sense out of him.
How come? Is he drunk?
He's like a frightened rabbit. A real bag of nerves. Boy, the fella's scared of his own shadow.
What's Fitzgerald scared of?
Everything and everyone.
So I shouldn't have any trouble getting him to talk.
He's a pushover. But don't scare him too much. Try the soft touch. Butter him up a bit.
Good advice.
I heard that Pegram had found a legendary gem.
That's right. It's been the talk of Lochman all week.
You haven't seen the gem, have you?
Hell no. I reckon Pegram made off with it. If I was him, I'd go to Amsterdam, chop it up and sell it. He could be living the life of Riley instead of digging holes.
Good point.
See you later, kid.
Okay, mister.
And let's get back in here and talk to Fitzgerald once more. The lying bastard. Here's the box.
Hello.
McGuire says he saw you working at the dig. What's more, he saw you talking with Pegram.
I knew this would happen. I knew I'd get caught. Just my luck. Grasped up by a delinquent and a dimwit.
I need to talk to Professor Pegram, if he's still alive.
What do you mean? Is he in danger?
Yeah, you too, if I'm right.
You're not from the Social Security.
Hell no. What makes you think that?
Well, I was claiming benefit at the same time I was working for Pegram.
I'm not in a position to make judgments, Sean. That's between you and your conscience. All I want is to talk to Pegram about the gem.
But he's not here.
I know that. But he left that package with you, didn't he? So where did Pegram go?
I don't know. I swears. He came to see me early this morning. Said he was leaving.
Gotta go through the animations.
He asked me to give this package to a guy called Marquet.
Show me what's in the package, Sean.
I can't do that.
Why not?
I promised the professor.
So what? You didn't have any qualms about your benefit scam. So where's the harm in taking a peek inside Pegram's package?
You don't know these people. I can't. I don't dare.
This is your last chance to show me the package, Fitzgerald. I've been patient with you, but now it's time to kick ass.
You gonna beat him up?
He'll kill me.
Who will?
Man from Paris. Jack Marquet. Pegram told me if I gave him the package unopened, I'd hear no more about it. But if I double-crossed Marquet, I'd be dead.
I'll deal with Jacques Marquet. Give the package to me.
Oh, he's scared.
Why should I trust you? I don't know who to trust anymore. I wish I'd never even heard of the Lochmarn gem.
He's out the door. Hope nothing bad happens to him. Oh no.
Hey, I just seen a big red.
Get out of here, Maguire. Come back when you're old enough.
What's the lad howling about?
A big red sports car. Sean Fitzgerald's been runned over.
Get out! Noisy little tyke.
Maybe you should send out some medicinal brandy, Michael.
Oh, yes? And who's going to pay for it?
Not me.
Me too, neither.
Let's go out here and see what the fuss is about.
I was telling the truth about Fitzy, mister.
Okay, calm down. Now tell me what happened.
I was standing here, minding me own business, when I saw this beautiful red sports car coming up over the hill. Would you look at that, says I. And I going over to take a closer look. Next thing, Fitzy comes tearing out of the pub and nearly knocks me on my ass. Well, the car just flies at him. It was too fast for poor old Fitzy, and hit him an awful wallop. He goes flying up on top. Jesus, says I thought he was a goner. Next thing, the driver hops out, and I couldn't believe my eyes. He was dressed like a bloody pixie.
Bloody pixie?
Did this pixie have a scar on his cheek?
I couldn't see. He was wearing a stupid mask. Are you a special agent?
Sorry to disappoint you, kid, but I'm not. Did Fitzgerald drop anything when he was hit?
I didn't see. It all happened so fast.
See you later, kid.
Okay, mister.
Right. That is where we will leave the video tonight. Let us do a save. Yes. Let's go to the main menu. Yes, there we go. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like on the video if you did indeed like it. Subscribe to the channel to be notified of more videos such as this one when they're uploaded. Of course, this is part 2. There'll be a part 3 sometime soon. problem with these ones is that you don't feel like you can talk too much because there's a lot of dialogue going on, so that's why I'm very quiet during these ones. But certainly, if this is your first time on the channel, please check out the rest of my videos. You'll find me a bit more talkative. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you again in the next one. Bye for now.